Civil War, the Union Army occupied our barracks. It was so hard to get rid of the pests, we just came out here. Now, I'm going to tell you in general how the military... Working snorkels, had a coniculated propeller, had everything modern submarines have, including a working depth plate. Economic times, you can eat the goat, it's a fairly good system. But in 1855, hungry goats ate the dress right off the president's wife, and you're not allowed to do that in Charleston. So we had to come up with a cure. We came up with a winner. We made the building off limits to women. It never happened again. They are back, however, because we discovered the only goats left, and they were owned by factors, which are high-class merchants, if you will. This little building on the left corner is the only building not owned by the college, and that's the Tri-Delts. They're really well-behaved kids. As I mentioned, I do live in the district with them. The worst thing I can say about them is they have very bad taste in music. Now, windows on the sides of it, and the reason I mentioned that, majority of those windows are stained glass windows. They are signature windows by Louis Comfort Tiffany, the great stained glass artist that you hear about because of Tiffany jewelry. He spent 5.5 years here and hundreds of his windows. The glass in that house is worth about 5 times the house, and you don't want to ask what the house is worth. I love to point out to them their 2 founders were never Methodists, they were Anglican priests. Very, if you ever go to Savannah, they spent a lot of time there. Now we're going to head down, we can, 5 p.m. every day, and as long as you keep the Labradors from drinking, they get along pretty well. I will tell you, I have an alcoholic Labrador. One of my 3. Of course. Now, over here, there's another man was sinking Union warships with electronic control minefields, and his name was Singer. They were paying him gold to do it. Of course, Singer gave you the sewing machine. So we're the origins of mines. That's what kept the Federal Navy out of the harbor of Charleston. They were more afraid of the mines than they were of the cannons. Now this, at very low tide, is the all those movies had something to do with it, quite a few others. My favorite was Swamp Thing. The star was a lady by the name of Ardeen Balboa, and she was very well endowed. But at any rate, we think they have a good agent. It's not and in the standing basement, the factors had their offices, their warehouses, and their shops. The upper levels were rented out as tenement rooms. The salmon colored building, we'll go straight up here, was where every Confederate dollar was printed. It was a Cogswell printing plant. We were the stationaries for the Confederacy, and of course the mint was down in New Orleans. But the beige building here on the right is one of the 3 most valuable.
Hyman's is good. Chuck's is good. What is that?
Frank, where's that Italian joint?
They don't just serve fish.
That's why I was like,
witnesses. It'd be child abuse. Bye. Oh,
Yeah, totally. I know, it's huge. But look at how these plants are sitting together.
Some of the sunsets we've had this summer have been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Red to pink.